Grin, and this is BINBUSTER, where I watch and review budget bin movies for you. I'm in front of my bookshelves where my movies are, and today's movie is based off on 1971 children's novel, almost by the same name. That novel is Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of Nim. So today's movie is the 1982 animated classic. It's right up here on my shelf. The Secret of Nim. And as you look at the box, it might give it away of something secretive about that title. Notice how Nim is capitalized. That's going to be playing a very important part. This is the story of a mother mouse named Mrs. Frisby, who's raising 4 kids of her own. One of them is ailing because of pneumonia, that you find out in the movie. So she must move her cinder block house out of harm's way when that first frost disappears from the farmer's field, so he can start plowing his field. And that is the synopsis of The Secret of Nim. So without further ado, I'm going to give you my good, my bad, my thoughts, and my ratings on this, just like I do every other one of these films. First of all, like I said, it's the movie day, so she has to do that. And Timothy's sick, so she goes to see this old mouse named Mr. Aegis, who gives her some medicine for it. Tells her, oh, you need to move the house. She's like, how? How? He's sick. I can't move. Timothy needs to be bedridden for 3 weeks, and she can't move. She needs to move now. And so she meets Jeremy, the crow, who's kind of comic relief in this otherwise dark film. Yeah, it's a pretty dark film. It's like the first Land Before Time movie. Frisby and Jeremy the crow get a friendship. He kind of saves her from the cat known as Dragon, who's the farmer's cat. Don't know why he's called Dragon. Probably dives more into the book, but it doesn't really tell you in the movie why the cat's name is Dragon. But you see, he's told him to go see the owl. The owl will know exactly what to do. So they go and see the owl. The owl, when introduced to her, is introduced to her as Mr. Jonathan Frisby. And he's like, Jonathan Frisby? Jonathan Frisby? Like they knew who he was. And you don't know this until later on in the movie, how all these animals know who Jonathan Frisby, this widowed woman's husband, is. And then he says he's not unknown in these parts. He's actually pretty well known. We all know him. And he tells her to go to the rats and to see Nicodemus, for he will help her move the house. Okay? The whole house, because Timothy's sick, so she has this idea to go see the rats. So she goes to the rose bush where the rats are hiding. The rats are hiding in a rose bush. But what we see before that is we see an electrical cable being dropped down from the house, and the rats bringing it in. The rats know technology for some odd reason. They know it. Well, that's coming to why the movie is called what it is. You see, the rats love to use technology for everything. They live like we live, because that is the secret of NIM. You know why? Because NIM stands for the National Institute of Mental Health. Yes, a place where they do experiments on rats. That's what the secret of NIM is. That's the title right there. It's that. Is that they injected these rats and a couple mice or something, and according to Nicodemus, as he's telling this story, he tells them that he saw this sign up there. He never knew how to read. He read what it says, and he was able to open the latch. And as the mice they escaped from the institution through the ventilation shaft. When that shaft blew open, the rats were bigger, so they were able to survive. Mice were all blown away and killed, except for 2. Mr. Aegis, the older mouse that we see in the beginning of the movie helping Miss Frisby, and Jonathan Frisby. So Jonathan had to weasel out through a thing, open up a latch to get them all out through a window. Yeah, so he helped the rats escape. That's right, the rats respect him and respect Mrs. Frisby. However, there's this evil rat named Jenner who doesn't want the rats to move. He wants them to live forever in there and be dependent on these farmers and steal all their tech. Yeah. Just like every other villain. When the good guy's like, oh, we need to better ourselves. We need to go over here to the thicket. Or the Thorn Valley, they called it. The Thorn Valley. And they did that. And so they do that. This amulet she's holding right here, Nicodemus gives to her in the movie, right there, that amulet, says that the Heart of Courage can unlock the amulet. And Jonathan wanted me to give this to you. Where did the amulet come from? We don't know. It's not mentioned in the movie. It's also not mentioned how Nicodemus got magical powers in the movie either. When he's the only one who inhibits these powers. We don't really know how this happens. It dives more into the book than it does here. I understand you taking it and making it into a kids movie. You're going to take some stuff out. I would have really loved to see that background in here, but we do that. So the rats in the rain start moving it, and the evil guy Jenner and his buddy Brutus, yes, his name is Brutus, decide when the cinder block house is right above where Nicodemus will be standing, halfway into the move, they're going to cut the thing. Brutus is like, I can't do this, and so Jenner cuts the ropes, kills Nicodemus. Justin, the leader of the guard, comes up. There's a sword fight going on. Nicodemus is about ready to kill him. Brutus takes out like a little dagger, throws it up, kills Nicodemus kills Jenner in the process. Boom, Jenner's dead. It seems Justin's now the leader of these guys. He takes them to the thicket the next day, and her house is saved, or so they think. The mud starts sinking. There's a sinkhole right there, and so the mud starts sinking. So they're trying everything in their power. The rope snap, all hope's lost. Then the amulet, she loses the amulet. The amulet that comes up starts glowing, and you hear Nicodemus's voice. The Heart of Courage can unlock this amulet. So she puts it on. Heart of Courage. She gets all red, and grabs on the rope, and the courage of heart allows the rope to fly the cinder block up into the safe location, and she saves the day from all the rats from being bulldozed down, and her family, and that terrible Auntie Shrew. But it does it. It's safe. We see Timothy still in his room at the end as she's getting bandaged up from doing everything. Jeremy comes in and says, hey, do you still have that amulet? No. He wants a shiny. He's never had a shiny before. She calls him, so he wants it. And then this bird, boom, knocks him down, and he finds out it's a female bird, and so he found his soulmate that he's been longing for this whole time. She's just as clumsy as he is. So, with the scientific experiments, the rats were able to live on their own, kind of humanize themselves and everything. Another good on here is the vocal cast. You have Don Bluth, contributor, Dom DeLuise in here as Jeremy. You have, as the older daughter right here, Teresa, right there. That's Shannen Doherty. Martin right here, that's Will Wheaton. Yeah, you have Will Wheaton and Shannen Doherty, who will go on to Charm, will go on to know as Star Trek and Big Bang Theory, and Dom DeLuise, who's a big fat cat on him. Who's the fat cat on him? American Tail. So Dom DeLuise and Pizza Hut on Spaceballs. So you see, with this movie, you have a great all-star vocal cast. There's a couple bads in there, but it doesn't take away from the overall aspect of this movie. The couple bads I have in here are the owl and Nicodemus. They're scary looking. Like the animation style, it's so scary. I understand what they were going for, but you're a kid in a movie theater watching this movie, or you're a kid watching this movie for the first time, that's going to scare you. But it's nothing. That just shows you how Dom DeLuise does his movies. He takes an aspect of scary, but does it in such a way that works. Like this movie. This movie is entirely dark. Jeremy is in the book He's not the comic relief. He's the comic relief in here because this movie would have been so dark. It would have been darker than Black Cauldron if Jeremy wasn't in here. I would have loved to, like I said earlier, I would have loved to have learned more about Nicodemus, how he learned magic, and how the amulet was magical too. But they didn't go in there. Those were my only two bads. So, if you're into science experiments on rats, much like Pinky and the Brain, I got a secret for you. Never go to NIHM. I'll give this movie, I have to say, this is going to be my first one. I'll give this movie 5 stars. It's that good. And remember, those rats have a secret. That secret is NIHM. This is BINBUSTER. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit bell notification for more videos like this. I do a review every Wednesday and every Friday. Thank you for having 1,500 views on this channel. Thanks for watching. And we're almost to that $200 subscriber giveaway. So we just need a couple more. We just need a couple more subscribers, and then we're good with that. So thank you, everyone, for that. Continue liking, sharing, and watching my videos. This is amazing. Thank you for this journey. And as always, make it a movie night and dive right in.